I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 78th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I empower professional entrepreneurs who feel disqualified to overcome toxic environments and self-doubt, to take decisive action and lead boldly in identity, simply to persevere, and all anchored in faith. Before we dive into today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast by Jenée Hudson, where you can watch all of the episodes, as well as you can like it, share it, and simply just enjoy it. The information will be in the caption as well as it's in my bio. All right, time for today's shirt. So today's shirt pretty much says, and it goes in a circle, as you can see, so I'm going to read it to you. So it pretty much says, embrace good vibes, let your dreams come true, and embrace change. This t-shirt is a reminder that no matter what's going on, just in life, that you know what, you should always just simply remember to embrace the positive. Which leads us into today's episode called From Trapped to Triumphant. 4 giftful ways to identify toxic environments. First, allow me to share some eye-opening statistics. The first one is, according to the American Psychological Association, 60% of employees say that work-related stress stems from toxic workplace culture, not workload. Also, according to a recent Mental Health America survey, 74% of people feel emotionally drained due to toxic relationships at home or in like a personal circle of theirs. And here's one that really hits deep. 1 in 3 women report that they've stayed in toxic environments due to fear of not being believed or supported. So, what does that tell us? That toxicity is common, but normal doesn't mean healthy. And today, we're reclaiming our power, peace, and our purpose. Now, today's episode is a powerful one because, truth be told, too many of us are stuck in so very many just like bad environments that don't align with our worth, our calling, or our peace. So whether it's a job, a relationship, a church, believe it or not, a business, or even your own mental habits, it's time to talk about what toxicity really looks like, how to spot it, and how to stop the spiral before it seals your faith, your identity, and your future. However, before diving in, and since this week we're also recognizing Juneteenth, which is phenomenal, right? We just had Juneteenth. But I want to I just want to say something special for the most part for that. And I want to be clear, okay? Freedom is not just a history lesson. It's a present day assignment. Just need y'all to know that. So we are still called to be free from systems, from mindsets, and spaces that were never meant to hold us, you guys. So let's honor that freedom by learning how to break free from toxic environments starting today. Let's get started with this episode. Here are 4 giftful gems for today's topic. Gift number 1, titled, You Constantly Feel Small or Silenced. You know, if you find yourself shrinking, whether it's just dimming your light at work or suppressing your opinions in a relationship or second guessing your own value, this is a red flag. Know that. Toxic environments, you know, they often just reward the silence over the truth, you guys, and the compliance over confidence. Therefore, here are just a simple or a few actionable steps to simply just assist you from just allowing such things to take place. All right. First, to fight that like shrinking feeling that you might be having, try listening to India Ari's song called I Am Not My Hair. Not just for the melody, but for the message altogether. All right. Play it when you need to just remind yourself who you are. Also, can I share a personal inside humor, just a little personal inside humor with you as to this actual song? While this song has some very powerful lyrics and things like that, and it's not really so much about listening to it not being about your actual hair. Let me tell you guys something. I often still personally state that I am my hair. As just my overall look allows me to personally always feel and look my best. So, you know what? It's an inside out joke, but I am my hair. If my hair ain't looking good, then I don't feel good on the inside or the outside. But the song is phenomenal and very uplifting, just so you know. Also, you want to pair these type of things with something like journaling by using prompts from the book called The Gift of Imperfection by Brené Brown to help rebuild your courage and your self-trust. Okay, on to gift number 2. Gift number 2 is titled, Your Hiding Parts or Your Identity Just to Fit In. That is not good. That title alone, you guys, stop doing that. So what do I mean by this title? Whether you're code switching, people pleasing, or playing roles that exhaust you, any space that doesn't allow you full expression of you is not your assignment. Know that, okay? So hiding is not humility. It's a slow deletion. Therefore, here are some actionable steps that you know I like to give to help you in this area. First, look into like attending or like streaming, you know, that live event that celebrates your identity, your authenticity, and cultural empowerment, such as like The Color Purple, that Broadway revival. You guys, that play is phenomenal, by the way. Or look into like attending the Essence Festival or a local like spoken words night, like I've mentioned in some former podcasts. You know, these spaces simply remind you that your story, your voice, and your background are powerful, not liabilities. Or you could even consider like watching, Netflix, a Netflix special, you guys, and a good one is called Homecoming by Beyonce. Yes. Which celebrates Black identity, excellence, and showing up unapologetically. You guys, check it out. All right, gift number 3. Gift number 3 is titled, You Feel Like an Imposter Even When You're Qualified. So, what do I mean by the title of this particular gift? Well, when toxicity gets in your spirit, it distorts your lens. You start to question your own greatness. You downplay your ideas, your accomplishments, and your voice because someone else planted a seed of unworthiness. But, of course, here are 2 actionable steps to strengthen you versus stress you. 1 is to simply just reframe your narrative by reading the book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. This book will simply help you to break through to your upper limits and to understand like how self-sabotage really takes place. And secondly, try joining like an online support group or community focused on professional women of faith and color, such as one is called Blessed and Bossed Up University by Tatum Tamia. This actual digital mentorship that takes place, it's a space, I should say, that simply offers a Bible-based personal development, which is phenomenal. And it also helps with like mindset training and business coaching. And then last but not least is gift number 4. This is titled, Fear Leads More Than Faith. So with this particular title, if your decisions are like driven by fear, such as fear of loss, rejection, or just not being enough to yourself, you're likely standing in a toxic space or place. All right. And we don't want that. So, faith doesn't just promise comfort, but it does promise clarity, you guys. All that said, here are some actionable steps, of course, to assist you with this. So start by watching the Cuffed sermon series by Pastor Michael Todd on YouTube. You guys, it is a game changer, okay? This is from his transformational church, and man, it's such a blessing. This powerful series, it breaks down how we like unknowingly stay bound and cuffed to fear, to people, to comfort, and to toxic cycles that like block our like faith-given walk that we do not want to be blocked from, okay? And for like daily motivation, you can follow speakers like Sarah Jakes Roberts on YouTube. You guys, she is one of my favorites, and oh my gosh, she has been helping me through, and she don't even know it, through this entire year. I love listening to her YouTubes. Oh my goodness. I have her on like, it's almost like that speed dial where I'm following her and stuff like that because I have to get her daily on a daily. Let me tell you. And it helps me with my personal and just things I'm going through the day and stuff like that. I start off in the morning with her, let me tell you, because that just guides my day and my weeks and my months and the year. All right, you guys, let me tell you, if there's anybody that you just feel like you want to, who just speaks directly to you, these are the type of people to go to on YouTube. It's going to help you to simply just break out of that fear-based bondage, you guys, on any level that you're at within your different fear levels. It's going to help. I'm telling you, it's going to be like faith-fueled fire. Let me tell you. She has helped me so tremendously. Again, I'm not going to keep bringing her up, but check her out. All right. So you guys, man, all these things I've talked about in this short period of time today, I just want you to know that, and to remember that we're not just like talking about this today. We're actually talking about this just to take on territory that like we're in and we're within. Again, from relationships to just different environments that are toxic. All right? Because toxic environments, they thrive in silence and secrecy. But freedom begins with awareness and action. So you certainly want to just look into these things that I've mentioned earlier, okay? Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or even your own self-talk, you guys, if it's toxic, it's time to be toxic no more. All right? And again, as we celebrate Juneteenth, which we just, celebrated, let this episode be your reminder that freedom is both your inheritance and your responsibility, okay? Don't just walk about it, walk in it. Your healing, your wholeness, and your voice are too important to just leave behind in toxic spaces. That concludes the gifts of the amazing gems from today's episode. Please continue to just follow and share for more ongoing, inspiring content. And I got to mention again, go back and get what I mentioned earlier to help you with these toxic spaces and places. But that Homecoming one on Netflix by Beyonce, you guys, check it out. Netflix. Can't get no better than that, right? And I'm not sharing this for them or selling it. Just check it out. It's called Homecoming by Beyonce, you guys. Check it out. All right. As always, you guys, man, I appreciate you. I know I had some hiccups that you didn't even probably know about because I didn't mention it in the beginning. 2 hours later, but that's okay. I'm here. And I'm on this because what? Champions adjust. And you know what? I just want to give a shout out to my VA and my girl Janina, my VA Earl as well, for helping me to get on here. I appreciate you guys, man. But as always, you're appreciated. And thank you so much for tuning in to the 78th episode of your Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with me, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. Oh, don't forget, special guest, the end of the month on Friday coming up next week. Cannot wait to be on there with her. You guys, she's phenomenal, like all my guests have been. Cannot wait. Also, that's one of my besties' birthdays on the 27th. We'll be celebrating her too after the podcast. But yes, with that special guest. But please just remember to keep the faith. And until next time, have a blessed day and weekend to come and a prosperous journey on purpose. I'm Jenée the Uplifter. Later.